All right, so using the microscope in Brightfield mode. So after you've done all your adjustments on the eyepieces and had everything corrected for your eyes, then you come down here, select which objective you're starting on. Let's say we'll start on the 10x. And obviously look into the microscope, focus and everything, focus knobs. You'll set your condenser at Brightfield. And then for 10x, and I said this in another video, it says 10x 0.25. So that means the condenser down here, we want to set it at 2.5, so around 2, right there. And that would be optimal for your condenser setting. The microscope is on, you can see the light coming out already. This aperture here is your field diaphragm. Just make sure that it's all the way open. And then down underneath the handle here is your intensity. So you can dial that down if it's too bright for you. And then just look in the microscope and start going. Once you switch objectives then, let's go to the 20x. And the 20x is a 0.4 NA. You can see that, 20x 0.4. So down on the condenser, you want to remember to move it up to 40, or the 4. So that's how that relates. So just imagine the 0.4 is like a 40 or 4, whatever. And then if you go to your next one, which is a 40x, now we're at the 0.65. So we would move our condenser to the 6. Okay, so condenser aperture relates to that number on the objective. And of course, you can always bring it down. If you dial down the condenser, that'll allow less light coming up through, even with the 40x, which should be all the way over to the right at 6. You can dial it down and get more depth of focus. So for instance, if you have a very thick sample, it will allow you to see more of it instead of having to focus up and down through the sample constantly to see different focal planes. So this is absolutely adjustable. You don't have to abide by the rules that I just explained, but those are just the general guideline rules, and that's what those numbers correlate to from the objective to the condenser lens. One thing I did forget to tell you in the beginning was make sure you use this condenser head flipped in. Okay, that should always be flipped in for Brightfield on all lenses that you have here. The only reason you'd flip it out is for fluorescence, and number 1, fluorescence, and 2, if you had something lower than a 5x lens on here, like a 2.5x lens, then you might, then you would pull it out, or flip it out, sorry, flip out the condenser head there, using that lever here, so that it's not in the way of the fluorescence, and then it also gives you maximum field of view for a lower mag lens.